Hello, thank you for joining me. My name is AxeGord, and today I'm taking my first look here at The Infected. And we're going to look at this from a beginner's standpoint, not somebody who's played tons of survivor games. So the first thing that we want to do here probably is look at our options, especially setting up your keys right here, just like they do in most other survival games. Now we're going to start a new game, and when you start a game, they're going to have all of these options in here. And what I would recommend, or at least what I'm doing, is I have my autosave disabled, and that way it'll only save when I want to save it. So if I make a mistake, I can always reload and come back. So that's perfect for a beginner. You can pretty much leave all these the same. I use Fahrenheit where I live, so I like to put the F on here instead. Tree respawn, maybe you might want to turn this one off because you don't want to be cutting the trees down to clear area in your base and then the trees grow back, so you might want to take that one out. I'm not sure what a head bobble is. Stats depletion, if you're starting off, you might want to set it for slow, and that way your stats give you time to figure out the game and things don't get depleted so quickly. Now the best thing that I would like here is on your creative settings, I would enable the free build. That will allow you to build everything without any resources, and I would suggest as a beginner, if you're first time playing this game, is to build everything. And that way, before you play, just go ahead and build one of everything, so that way you can see what is important to you, what isn't, what should be built first, what doesn't. You just understand better the mechanics of the stuff in it, and then once you know what everything is and what you're going to need, then you can start another game and just disable this and go from there. The next one is technologies. Now this game is going to use, if you want to build stuff, you have to go and find the technology for it first. So I would disable that. Even if I've been playing a long time, I would probably disable this, because I believe that if you have the resources to build something, you should be able to build it without having to ask for permission first. I mean, you got the resources, so do it. I mean, that's the way it is in real life. But in this game, I get the point. If you put it as enabled, then you won't be able to build stuff unless you actually go out and explore. So with it disabled, you don't really need to go out and loot or explore. You could just stay and build a base in one spot if that is what is up to you. Now you also have the AIs and spawns in places of interest. So do you want evil people in the places that you're going to be looting? So you can turn that on and off. Base attack spawns, I'm not quite sure what this is. I've had it enabled and nothing ever happens. So I'm not quite sure. AI stats is basically how much damage they're going to do to you. I believe this one is, and this one, and this is how much health they have. So if you want weak enemies, you can change this. Horde attack. Now I believe these are the ones that come attacking your base. So I had this disabled, especially when you're starting off. You don't want them coming after you, but by default it doesn't start until 14 days in, so that gives you a chance to build your base and get a start in the game. So even if you left it enabled, nothing's going to happen for 14 days. And also, from what I understand, you have this horde frequency and a mob count. I don't think this one works. Maximum mob count is 5. My first horde raid had 6, so I don't know why it says 5 when I had 6. Also, I understand that every time you have a raid, the next time it gets one more, so then it'll be 7, 8, 9, 10. It'll just keep growing. So I don't quote me on that. That's just what I think. I haven't seen that from experience because I'm pretty new at this game myself. I only built one of everything just to see what it does, so I really haven't played the game yet. Now you also have wildlife settings, enable predators and butchering blood splatter. Enable predators, so that would be like bears, foxes, and wolves. Do you want those in the game to come after you while you're out and about? And then you have the animals and their health, and you can see the bear here has a 300 health, whereas a sheep or a deer only has 85. So if you're playing and you kill a sheep or a deer, just remember it's going to be like 3 times harder to kill that bear. All right, so that gives you an idea of the games that is We're going to set up. So we're going to do a new game. Now the game will load with you in a certain spot, and it gives you an ATV that you need to find and the parts for to put the ATV in order. Then you can drive off and go find and build your base. But some of the great things that I love about this game compared to some of the others is you have this F button here. You push this and it'll tell you a little bit about what you need to do here. It says search the nearby area for supplies and parts and repair this vehicle. And once it's repaired, bring up the next task. So it tells you the tasks of what you need to do, so you'll always know what's next. This is our map, and the map is going to show you that you're down here. Now, what is going to be important for you is when you go to set up a base, which is going to be the next task, is that you're going to be looking for a few things. You need to have a cave. So this one has an X, that one has an X, an X, and an X. These are all, the X's are where the caves are. So you want to be near one of those. You also want to be close to a desert. So here's a desert, here's a desert, here's a desert, right? A little bit of desert over here. So which deserts are close to a cave? So this one right here looks to be the most logical one. That's number 1. So you might want to be somewhere over here. Number 2 would probably be this one because you have a cave here and the desert here. And you do have water, so you want to be near water. Over here you have water. So somewhere in here might be a good spot, you see. And then up here, this one here, you have a long ways to go to a cave. That could be maybe a different, a different approach. You can maybe even put over here, not too far from this cave. Or if you want to set a base right near the cave, you'd have to travel to get to the desert. Now, the thing with the desert is it's going to give you the oil shell, so you can make gasoline, and the gasoline will power your vehicle, and it'll power some of the things in the game. So that's really the purpose of the desert. I haven't found out another purpose of that desert yet. It has aloe in it, which I guess is for healing or something. But from my limited experience, I haven't seen the purpose of that yet. So just remember, this is for gasoline. Early stages of the game, you may not need it. Now, the cave is going to give you your minerals. So you'll be able to get your cobalt, your aluminum, and all that stuff, which you use to build stuff later on. So that's the importance of the cave. Push I is my inventory. And now you'll bring up this menu here. And you'll see what you have on you is given to you by the game is a lighter. You have a bandage and a medicated bandage. Now up here is your backpack. That's what we're looking at right now. Now there's a separate backpack for your food. And over here on the right, you'll see your stats for your food. Hunger, protein, carbohydrates, you have fat, and your vitamins. And then this one down here is for sleeping. When this gets to the end, you have to go to sleep. So you cannot just stay up all night long. This one here is your thirst. So the green is your hunger. The white. So when these get low, you got to start drinking. This one's your stamina. That one's your health. All right. And this one is your exposure to the sun. So as I mentioned before, in the settings, you can have these go down slowly or go down normal or go down faster, up to you. So anyway, this is your food. So now you can see in here, I have, if you look at the menu there, it says clean water is 60. So I have 60, I guess, liters or whatever that is of clean water, and they give me a beef stew. Now on your weapons here, you have this backpack. And so you're going to make weapons, and it's going to go into this backpack right here. Now, what I really like about this game, better than all the other games, is this book right here. Everything that is in the game is in this book. And you can just hover over it, and it's going to tell you, like this one right here, it needs to be crafted on the advanced workbench. And it tells you exactly what you need. So, it can't be any simpler. So now you need, if I want that, I got to build the advanced workbench. Okay, so you have your weapons here. This is the food that's in the game, and it'll show you how you can get it. Great source of proteins and fats, and it'll even tell you, like this one only has 2 vitamins. But if we come over here, look at this baked potato. 2 vitamins if you eat that one. But if you eat the raw potato, it has 10 vitamins. So if you need vitamins, you might want to eat the raw one rather than cook it and eat the cooked one. So that's a great thing about that. If we look at this liver, look, it gives you extra health, extra stamina. So you can go through this. Some of these need to be prepared, like this one right here. Great source of protein, very long perish time. Okay, and it says made on the stove. So it tells you how you can craft it. These are the metals and resources and stuff that you can find in the game. This biofuel, you can use this as a fuel instead of gasoline. So some of your machines can work on that instead of you having to have gas. Then you have your clothing over here, and it'll tell you, like, this one gives you 14 armor plus 4 heat. The jacket gives you plus 10 heat. In this game, you go through seasons. I mean, by default, you can turn these off. But in the winter season, I saw where it got minus 30 degrees. So you definitely want to have a jacket on you and some pants and other clothes. But when you start off, as you see right now, it's a beautiful day. It's not up in my right-hand corner. It tells me it's 42 degrees. So it's not really warm, but we're not really cold. If you click on your person right here, it'll tell you what temperature you're at right now, and I'll show you that in a minute. But we're going to get done with this. So anyway, now we have our medical stuff is over here. See, here's the aloe. It's obtained by harvesting aloe plants in the desert biomes. You just take a hatchet and you hit it, and you can get one of these. And then we have our seeds, which you can use for farming and growing, and other stuff that you're going to need for your crafting. Okay, now here's that person I'm going to tell you about. So on your person, this is where you would add your clothes. And it tells you right up here, my body temperature is the same as outside, 42.6. So you don't want to get too cold. You don't want to get too hot. So if I was to throw on a jacket right now, it would raise that up 10 degrees. If I throw on the pants, raise it another 10 degrees, I can get up to 62 degrees and be perfectly comfortable at that range. All right, now over here is your day. It's showing me day one, and it's now 12:26 p.m. We also have the technologies. Now, these are all the technologies in the game. Now, personally, I like to turn the technologies off. If I get, for example, this oil pump right here, if I get the stuff to be able to build this, I want to build it. I don't want to have to go out and ask permission. And as you go out and loot towns, you might find 1 or 2 technologies. So you're going to have to loot 10, 20, 30 towns just to get all of these. So that's the incentive of looting. By having the technology on, it's going to force you to go out and loot. But if you want to just sit and build, be one of them base builders and just learn how to survive off the land, and you just want to build whatever you can, craft or go out and find on your own, then turn this off. Okay, now this one here is your crafting bench. So if you want to craft, you can craft some things right here. Some is going to need a workbench, some is going to need a different kind of bench, but you can craft some stuff right here. And also I want to tell you, when you first start the game, that right there, that frog is going to be your life meat. You want to make a spear and then you kill it. It'll give you 1 piece of meat. So if you kill 4 frogs, you can throw them on the campfire and get yourself a nice meal. Now, another thing we want to go to is our build menu. So this is where you build your stuff. So you have your construction materials, which is for building your base, foundation, walls, ceilings, roof, stairs, doors, railings, and other stuff. And then the other one are the placeables. These are the things in the game that you're going to need. So the nice thing about it is, like I say, you can use the book here, and it's going to tell you how to craft it and what it needs. But also in this book here, the build menu, the placeables, you can see if you hover over it, it tells you need 4 wood logs to build the saw bench. You need 8 planks and 5 iron ingots. So it'll tell you what each one needs. It doesn't quite tell you what it does. That's where the book over here, the Itempedia, comes in. So, I mean, a saw bench, you kind of know you're going to be sawing on it. An anvil, you're probably going to be pounding on it. Circular saw bench, I mean, it's pretty obvious. A loom, probably making for clothes. But, some of these, like this one here, it does tell you what it does. Sharpen steel and iron tools. This one repairs clothes, armors, and gear. So some of them do. Advanced workbench doesn't really tell you. I mean, it's just, I guess you build stuff on it. Maybe that's pretty self-explanatory. And then the ones that aren't self-explanatory probably have a little more, like mixer here. Not quite sure what it's used for. I guess making cement. This one must be for grinding stones. So oil distiller, this creates your gas cans. So you put in 5 oil cans and it'll make you some gas. And your butcher table, that's where you like put animals on it and you cut them up and you can use it for butchering. So anyway, you have workbenches, you have storage for everything, your ingots, your logs, your food, and just for items in general, for your weapons, clothing, so everything here. And this is the power system. You can put up a wind turbine, put up a solar panel, throw in one of these batteries, and it'll start storing electricity for you. And when you're ready to use the electricity, you have the control panel, the junction box. These two are going to be required. You got to put these two up. And then from there, you can wire them to all of your stuff. Or if you want to have a light switch in between, there's a light switch that you can use to turn things on and off. Otherwise, you'll have to come to, I think it's the control panel or the junction box, one of them, and turn things on and off there. Electrical relay. So if you put the electrical relay in, you could have one wire to electrical relay, and then the electrical relay can have 3 wires going out to 3 different pieces of equipment. So they have our power. Furniture. So you got bedroom, kitchen, bathroom. One of the things you're going to probably want to do later in the game is the kitchen. This one right here, the sink, this will give you clean water. So but it's going to need electrical power. So once your power system is set up, definitely put a sink in, because that right there is going to provide you with all the water you need. I also found out the stove probably really isn't needed. You can do the furnace instead. That'll heat your room up. So as long as you're, smelting stuff, it'll heat your room up. You probably never need that stove. But as I mentioned before, try building one of everything and figure out what you're going to need and what you're not going to need. Decor, NPC. So there's a guy named Mike. He's in the game. And if you find him, you have to have a town hall built, you have to have an NPC house built, and you got to have storage built for him. And you're also going to need these right here, watermelon crates, pumpkin crate, because he can go out and harvest these for you and put them in these crates. So if you build all this, then you're ready to go out and find Mike. And if you don't want Mike, you could probably skip all these. And then you have your others. These are all the things that you're probably going to use the most. Campfire for cooking your food. You start off with a small forge just to get things going. But once you get bigger, get this bigger one. This one right here is for farming. This one's for collecting your water. The drying rack, I haven't used that one, but your oil extractor is going to get those oil cans for you. Remember I said you need oil cans, and then you put those into this, it goes into that one thing that'll turn it into gas. Then you have your mineral extractors. These are the ones you stick in the cave, and they will extract the minerals. Oh, here's that coal heater. I'm sorry. I guess the other one was the stove. This one here is the one you really don't need if you have this furnace right here. So if you have the brick furnace, you won't need this one. The barn, I haven't built that one, not even for free. It's huge, so I didn't want to mess with it. I did build a garage. I don't really see much use for it except for recalling your vehicle if it gets lost or something. Definitely need a greenhouse. The greenhouse, especially during the winter time, because in the winter time you can't grow any food. And then your vitamins and your fat and other stuff is going to go down, and you won't be able to replenish it. But if you have the greenhouse, that keeps the temperature 73 degrees, even if it's minus 30 outside. So if you're cold, you can just go in here and hang out. You don't even need a furnace or a heater in here. It just automatically stays that way. But one thing that this is going to need is electrical power, and you're also going to, you're going to need a water house. The water house is basically going to water your plants for you. So you don't have to keep going out there. But if you haven't built this yet, you can put in the water plant. And this oil pump over here, the thing that this is going to do is if you put up one of these, and these are noisy, so I don't know about putting it near your home. You're going to have to listen to this all the time. Maybe you want to put it a far ways away, but it needs electrical power. So I don't know how far away you can put it. But if you have one of these, what it's going to do is create the fuel for all of your mineral extractors. So if you have 3 or 6 mineral extractors in a cave, you can drive over there and you can put gas or biofuel in them. Or if you have this set up, you don't need to go over there and keep the fuel going anymore. This will handle it for you. So yeah, definitely check that out. So there you go. There's all the things that are in this game. And the first thing we're going to need to do is to pick up stuff, and then you want to put it on there. So now look in the left there. It says materials needed. It does tell me I have 1 out of 4 tires. And it's telling me right now, if I hit F up in the right-hand corner, it is March and spring. So it is springtime right now, 45 degrees. Summer is coming. And then you'll get to this and see, here's some cooked meat right here. So I'm going to come over here to my options, and I don't think there is, there's no way to set your mouse sensitivity. So you're pretty much screwed. I really don't like it. I think it's too wild, but if I'm jerking all over the place, that's why. I got to get familiar with the mouse sensitivity here. Sorry about it, kind of jumpy and stuff. So here's a gas can. We picked that up. Now we have gas for the vehicle. So I found, you'll find a lot of stuff just laying around like this again. But some stuff you'll hit it and it'll highlight, and that means you can pick it up. Or it means you can search it. I see that one didn't get a highlight, but I can still pick it up. So we're going to come back here. We're going to add that to the car. Oh, we got to add a gas can too. So now you see in the left corner, I added a gas can. I've added 2 tires. So I need 2 iron ingots and 2 more tires. Also, you're going to need some of these stones and stuff, so you may as well pick them up now so you can make an axe. And that way you can start chopping some wood for a base. You'll need stones and some wood, I think. I don't remember exactly. So here's a few more things. Now you can just hit this arrow and it'll automatically add it to your backpack. Now you didn't see it show up here because it went into my food one up here. So see, there it is. And actually, if you right click it, it'll say eat, and then we can eat it, and now my stats will go up. Okay, so now we're going to run down here. We got some screws here. Oh, and here's our 2 tires. I guess you can only pick up 1 at a time. And now we just got to go find, oops, sorry, my mouse sensitivity. Put 1 more. We got to go find the 2 iron ingots. We're running. Fast. Got it? Yep. Whoops. Sorry, I hope you guys don't get dizzy. Okay, I ran out of stamina. See, 0 out of 100. Too much running. All right, now it's got the tires and the gas can. All we have to do is find the 2 iron ingots. My stamina is all the way back. So where are we going to find those iron ingots? That's a good question. There's one place we haven't looked yet, and that's upstairs. Okay. See, here's an iron ingot right here. Got 1. See anything else? I'll come over here. Oh, there's an iron ingot. So they make it easy for you to find the stuff that you need, so it's not a challenge, so you can get started. Search this and look at what we found, okay? So as you see, we have this biofuel here. And you can craft this, but we just found some. And it's also made with 3 spoiled foods. See this black one right here? This one is spoiled. So I was like throwing these away or eating them because I thought, I mean, you do get 3 carbs and 2 protein and 2 fat. I was eating them. But the best thing to do is just to save these and use them for the biofuel. And you can put that biofuel in your mineral extractors and things, and that way you don't have to waste your gasoline on it. And you won't have to, you'll have more time before you need to go and make gasoline. Okay, so we have everything we need. Then we put it onto here. There it is. Bingo. Now it's all brand new. Now it does come with the storage here. So I always like to keep this in there. If you ever run out of gas, at least you got some spare gas. You don't want to be stuck having to walk back and get stuff. All right, now once you have your ATV all set up, you can hit the F button and the task list will tell you what's next. There's no place like home. Now with your vehicle repaired, it's time to head out and explore the world. First, locate a suitable spot to construct your base. Then craft and place a claim pole to start the construction. Okay, and then use an M to see the map. So you have that here. So the game will guide you on what you need to do next. Let's come over here. We have others. Here's a claim pole. Let's say I put my claim pole here. There we go. And then once you put your claim pole up, you're going to have your task list. So it shows that you repaired the ATV, you put up your claim pole. Now you need to gather 1 stone, gather 1 stick, create a stone axe, craft a stone blade, gather plant fiber, create a stone pickaxe, build a swamp bench, water, build a foundation, build a campfire, finding carbs, etc. So there you go. It will tell you exactly what you need to do to get you started. Build a campfire so you'll have your water going, you'll have your building going, you have your campfire going, and now it's just time to go out and get some food, make some iron ingots and things like that. So there you go. That is it. This will help you the whole way to get started. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this first look at the Infected, and give me in your comments if you like this game. Should I do some gameplay videos on it? Then just let me know. And my name's Axcord, and I'm out of here.